The recent live-action Lilo and Stitch movie was the best movie of the summer, but the original cartoon, now that was my absolute favorite growing up. Lilo starts the movie by feeding Pudge the fish a peanut butter sandwich because apparently he controls the weather. But I'm sure you guys already know how to make a peanut butter sandwich. So instead, we're gonna make another iconic food, which is the snow cone. From that beach guy dropping it all the time to Lilo and Stitch's first outing. So let's grind up some ice and let it snow. I have a snow cone machine here. Do you wanna build a snowman? Oh wait, that's a different cartoon. Okay, but I've been watching some TikToks and you're supposed to be able to take a cone, grab the ice, and really pack it down to make it really form that dome. Oh. It's kind of harder than it looks. And I'm also kind of afraid of melting it too, but I think we can get a nicer dome than that. I have an idea, an ice cream scooper. And that's as good as it's gonna get. But now let's flavor it up. We have some grape, whoa, cherry, and blue raspberry. I usually eat it with a spoon, but Stitch just goes right in and licks it. I guess I'm just as lucky as that snow cone beach guy. Mine dropped. So let's make Pudge the fish a peanut butter sandwich. 2 slices of bread. Slather on some peanut butter. And you can't have a peanut butter sandwich without some jelly. Now, I'm not sure if Lilo put any jelly in her peanut butter sandwich, but I found this pineapple passion fruit jam that I thought would be appropriate for Lilo and Stitch food in real life. And here's our PB&J. Now, Pudge, make it rain. Let's play a game where you guys rate the food. What do you rate Lilo and Stitch? Comment below with your rating. So before every show, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters fuel up with an epic mukbang. But what really caught my attention was the ramen and that kimbap that Rumi literally inhales. So today, I'm gonna recreate both the fiery K-pop Demon Hunter ramen and the delicious kimbap they'd eat before they'd take down the demons on stage. But we'll start with the kimbap. So if you don't know what a kimbap is, it's a Korean rice roll that's wrapped in seaweed, and inside you usually have some veggies and some type of meat. I'm just gonna do a veggie version today because I have something up my sleeve for the ramen. I'm gonna start by cleaning and shredding my carrot. We'll prep our spinach, basically just gonna cut it in half, and then I'm gonna saute them in the same pan with a little bit of sesame oil and salt. Carrot goes on one side, spinach goes on the other side. I'm just gonna cook it down till it's kind of wilted. All that spinach and it cooks down to nothing, just like those demons. All right, I have my station to make the kimbap, and you might be wondering what else is on this plate right here. We have our cooked shredded carrots, the cooked spinach. This is a burdock root, which is basically essential in a kimbap in my opinion, and my favorite part of the kimbap is this crunchy yellow daikon pickle. So Rumi actually inhales a full-size roll that's made with a sheet of seaweed this side, but my personal favorite are the tiny little mini ones, so I'm gonna be making that for you guys today. Gotta start by layering on our rice. Press the rice down how I would like a sushi roll, except never call a kimbap sushi rolls. Koreans hate that. And then we'll start layering some carrots, spinach, burdock root, and the centerpiece, the daikon. Yum. And what I like to do is brush it with a little bit of sesame oil on top and sprinkle on some sesame seeds for decoration. This adds extra flavor. I'm gonna make a few more for my own mukbang. I made a stack. Now let's make a Rumi ramyun. This tends to be spicy. I'm just gonna do half. And it's done. Check on our ramen. Perfect. We got our epic noodle pool, so I could just slurp away. So spicy. But now that kimbap, it does smell intoxicatingly good. And while I can't just shove it all down in one bite like Rumi, I'm gonna try to take as big of a bite as I can. Cue our mukbang sequence. That was really good, but I'm still a little hungry. So let's add some protein to our meal. Because I saw this hack on TikTok where you're supposed to be able to use your leftover broth from your ramyun and scramble your eggs right into the broth. I'm gonna do 2 eggs. Somebody asked, do you stir the eggs? Because mine exploded in the microwave. Yeah, definitely make sure you scramble this up. But I'm gonna actually add some more things to mine, like my leftover sesame oil and some green onions for color. A protein shake. But we're not done yet. I actually have to cook this in the microwave for 3 minutes. Whoa, this was so soft and jiggly. I can confirm there was no explosion of the egg in the microwave. Thank goodness. rice. But this is basically your Korean steamed egg. I think it's pretty cool that these K-pop idols love to eat and they eat so much. It shows that they're healthy because you know real K-pop stars don't eat. Ooh, it's kind of watery. Definitely jiggly. Here goes. That was delicious. It was hot, but not in a spicy way. Frothy and just so full of flavor. I give this egg ramen hack a 9 out of 10. But what do you guys rate my K-pop Demon Hunters meal? Next up is the new Netflix series, My Melody and Kuromi. As of filming today, the series has not been released yet, but by the time this video is out, you should also be able to watch the new cartoon too. I grew up on these characters, and what I know about them so far is that My Melody and Kuromi live in Maryland, and My Melody owns a cake shop while Kuromi owns like a sweets candy shop. So I'm gonna be making 2 treats to match their energy, starting with Kuromi. We're gonna do a moody cherry chocolate bark. So of course I have my cherries and we need to de-pit them first. And I have a gadget for that. We'll place the cherries right in the pit center here, and just like Kuromi's spunky chaotic energy, we're gonna smash this down. I'll place the cherries face side up in my baking pan that I've lined with parchment paper. I don't know if cherries are Kuromi's favorite fruit, but I see a lot of merch with her eating or holding a cherry, so I thought this was appropriate. And then I gotta chop up some chocolate. I'll put the chocolate into a bowl with a little bit of coconut oil, and we're just gonna melt it straight in the microwave. Our chocolate's nice and melty. It's looking pretty smooth. Let me just kind of temper it a little bit. Once it's fully melted, I'm just gonna pour the chocolate right over the cherries, let them spread out. Okay, I just need to make sure it kind of fills in the cherry pit holes a little bit so we get a lot of chocolate and cherry in every bite. Now I'll just pop it in the fridge and let it set for about 20 minutes. So while Kuromi is that moody, punky, goth character, My Melody is on the complete opposite end where she's soft, sweet, dreamy, and classic. So I think we're gonna be making a strawberry shortcake, which I also saw in the trailer. But instead of making a round strawberry shortcake, I made a heart-shaped one inspired by the heart that sets off the magic and the rivalry in this series. But it also becomes a thing that brings Kuromi and My Melody together. First things first, let's prep our strawberries, which also looks like a heart. We got our strawberries, and what do you need with strawberry shortcakes? Some whipped cream frosting. I'm gonna add some heavy whipping cream into my bowl along with some sugar and vanilla extract, and we're gonna whip it up until it's nice, fluffy like a cloud. Our strawberries are ready, our whipped cream frosting is ready, our heart-shaped cake is ready. I baked this up in a more like Japanese souffle cake type thing because they are Japanese. It's more of that spongy chiffon cake style. We're just gonna slice it right in half. Not that easy to slice, and hopefully it's straight. Yes! On the bottom, I'm gonna spread a nice thick layer of our whipping cream, and then we're gonna place our strawberry halves right around the edges. That looks pretty good. Let's cover it up with more whipped cream. This honestly reminds me of the Japanese sando, but in like cake form. Put the top piece right on top. Yay, it's already looking so good. And now I gotta cover the whole thing with more whipped cream. The cloud is being wrapped around the cake, and it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna probably keep it pretty simple because we're gonna do the ultimate decoration in a little bit. My Melody is very girly, kind of like pinkish, hearts, all the things. So we have some sweet Valentine's Day sprinkles that I thought would be fitting to put around the edge of the heart. We even have some pearls in here. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then a final touch with our strawberry. And now let's do a compare and contrast with our 2 main characters. We have dark and moody Kuromi, soft and sweet My Melody, but together they join forces in Maryland to make the perfect match. Let's break up some cherry bark. Ooh. Chocolate dipped strawberry is good, but you never think to do chocolate dipped cherries, and that right there is my new midnight snack. And we have our classic strawberry shortcake.
May I have a teensy tiny bite?
That cake is so soft and fluffy. Even though the 2 best friends are so different, they come together with nothing but love.
Well, guess that's a yes.
I don't know how people do that. If there's one thing Sonic the Hedgehog loves more than running fast, it's chili dogs. He's basically fueled by them. So I'm gonna start off by making the chili. Into a pot, I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of oil, and then once it gets hot, we're gonna add some onions, saute it for a little bit. Then once the onions are a little bit wilted, we're gonna add some garlic, saute it for a minute, and then I'm gonna add in my meat. I'm using half a pound of ground beef here. I like to break up the meat so it's not too chunky. especially for a chili dog. And then we're gonna add in our seasoning, which is just chili powder, paprika, salt and pepper. Mix that all together, and then we put in our sauces. We have some mustard, tomato paste, and tomato sauce. Mix that one more time. It's looking pretty good, but I'm gonna thin it out a little bit with some chicken broth. And if you're wondering, I did my research, and I don't think there's beans in here because apparently that causes sonic flatulence. I've got the chili cooking in the back. Now let's grill up some hot dogs. Let's add our hot dog to our bun. Put my chili right on top. That actually looks so good. And I don't know about Sonic, but I feel like it could use some shredded cheese.
Holy Sherman!
Move over, Sonic. I gotta try this.
I'm Sonic.
And this actually looks pretty good. Maybe I'll even be as fast as Sonic.
Go back.
Wait, where did my chili dog go? All right, gotta make another one. Okay, I gotta act fast this time. That's a classic right there. That's actually pretty good. What do you guys rate this? I'm actually gonna give it an 8 out of 10. So even though the new Smurfs movie didn't get rave reviews, it's basically a recreation of the Trolls movie, but in blue. I still have to show love for their iconic blueberry pie, because who doesn't love blueberry pie? Okay, so we're gonna start by making the crust. I have some flour here. I'm gonna mix it with some sugar and salt. And since they're Smurfs, we're making this mini. And then to make our pie crust nice and flaky buttery, I'm gonna shave half a stick of butter right into the bowl. That looks good. Now I'm just gonna break it up with my fingers into like little pea-sized chunks. The butter is extra cold, so hopefully my warm fingers won't melt it all. We need it to stay chunky. Our sandy butter with the side of flour looks so good. But now to make it all come together, I need to add a couple tablespoons of water and then form it into a dough. Okay, so once it forms into a ball like this, our dough ball is ready. I'm actually gonna divide it in two for our top and bottom, and then we're just gonna wrap it up with some saran wrap. I flatten it so that it's easier to roll later. And let it rest in the fridge for an hour to overnight. Our pie doughs have rested and they're ready, so now I'm gonna sprinkle some flour onto my working surface and then roll them out. I'm gonna use the bigger one for the bottom piece, flatten it out. And since Smurfs are small and blue, I have this mini pie pan that's perfect. Let's put the pie dough in there. It's okay if it's sticking out. Just press it into the corners. It's looking good. Before I roll out the top piece, we're gonna work on our filling. You can use fresh blueberries. I always have frozen blueberries on hand, so we're gonna pour in about a bowl's worth. Coat it with some sugar, cornstarch so it binds when we bake, and then a little bit of lemon juice so that it brings out the tartness of the blueberries. Hot tip, I almost feel like frozen blueberries are almost sweeter. I'm gonna make sure everything is coated in that cornstarch. Bring our pie dish back, pour in our filling. I like to dome it a little bit. And all we have to do is add our top, but that was so simple. And this might be why they call it easy as pie. Let's roll out the top. Okay, this looks good, but before I add it to the top of this pie, I like to put a little stamper design in the middle. Number one, just so we have breathing room for the blueberry pie to spill its juices out. But number two, it just looks pretty. I mean, it's supposed to look pretty if it comes out. Okay, I'll lay it right on top, kind of press the edges together. And then here comes the fun part. I'm gonna trim the large pieces out and then just take my thumb and press it in. Apparently, blueberry pie is celebrated and eaten at all the Smurfville parties. I don't really know what the significance of it is. I don't think it gives them power. I think they just like eating blueberries and like blue stuff. That looks beautiful. I have a little bit of heavy cream that I'm just gonna brush on top to make it nice and shiny and brown as it bakes. And our pie has finished baking. There's a little bit of a spillage here, but that's okay. It looks pretty good still. I've let it cool for a good hour, so the inside should be pretty firm. Now the question is, how do you eat a mini pie like this? Gargamel could never. Oh, the inside looks so good. Honestly, this doesn't even require a fork. La 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 la. And now I saved the best for last. We're making Bluey's infamous duck cake. So in Bluey's birthday episode, the duck cake is this hilarious lopsided masterpiece that Bandit tries to put together from a book. It's super chaotic and sweet, and I'm gonna try to recreate one too. We all love a good transformation, and I saw this mom from TikTok recreate her duck cake from store-bought cake. So 2 challenges in one. Let's see if I can do this. We're gonna start by taking off the existing buttercream, and I'm gonna save that to decorate the duck cake later. Green and yellow does not make a better yellow, right? Like that gives you a pukey green. I'll save this for something else. I'm glad these flowers are already yellow because it'll help color our duck cake later. I kind of feel bad taking this apart. It's so beautiful. Oh no, I took off a chunk of cake. This is harder than I thought. Oh, once you get like this top layer off, hopefully, I can just peel the whole thing off. Yes! I found the secret. Okay, that's the best I can do for now. Duck cake does not have any decorations at the bottom, so we're gonna scrape off the swirly designs. Got my buttercream for later. Now I need to shape this cake into an oval to make the duck's body. First cut, it seemed pretty easy. Now I'm just gonna put this here. I think that looks okay, but now I gotta somehow try to make a little tail. And I wonder if I could do that with this piece. She formed it. Oh, let's glue it down with some frosting. Okay, I think I'm happy with the tail, but I need to round this out a little bit more because it looks more like a sailboat. Okay, that is as good as it's gonna get for now, but it should come together because we're gonna cut the head out of this smaller piece right here. I shall remove these lemon slices. Let's scrape off more buttercream. Okay, cameraman thinks that I should cut it more like a cube. So we're gonna take 1 inch off of here, and then every corner I'm gonna shave it off, and then using the excess cake that I just cut off, we're gonna form it into a dome on top. Hey, it's round. Okay, now we gotta like somehow make KPop style cake to dome it. This is so chaotic. Smushing cake on top of another cake was not on my bingo card. Get it? Does that look like a head to you? I was really nervous about this part, but looks like it came together pretty easily. Okay. I gotta skewer it to make sure it doesn't fall out. Shoot, man down, man down. The tail just broke. I wonder. Oh, duck cake. I need to glue this down a little better, but I wonder if I should skewer this too with a toothpick. But we're gonna glue it all with the frosting. I have my excess frosting here. I think it should be enough. Ooh, that yellow buttercream helped make this the perfect duck yellow. Butter yellow. Okay, let's get the body on. I'm gonna help glue down this tail. Make sure it doesn't fall off again. Thick coating of buttercream around that. What happened to my tail? Oh, it's like you can barely tell there's a tail. Can you guys tell there's a tail? Oh yeah, from the side it looks better, but from the top, it's no good. Smooth your booty out. Yeah, it's actually looking more and more duck-like. Now I gotta somehow tackle the head, and hopefully it doesn't fall off. The satisfaction of seeing this come together, I am so happy with this already. And now let's put the final touches to our duck cake. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with eyes in the face. We're using airheads. 2 little oval eyes, and now we just need 3 little circles for the buttons. Airheads were a good call. I was gonna use jelly beans. So before I place the eyes, we have to draw 2 round circles with this black icing. Problem is my buttercream is not smooth. Is it a little lopsided? Oh well. Let's get our eyes in. So cute. Our buttons. Now let's get our beak on. I think a medium-sized piece should be good. Does that look like a duck? But he has curly popcorn hair, so let me add some kettle corn on top. He's got a little perm. Oh my gosh. He's got a bald spot. I gotta cover that up. Oh my gosh! Last touch. I gotta put it with the bow, and there we have our Bluey duck cake. I'm so happy with how this came out, and it took so much work. I'm not even gonna cut into it. But if you like this video, go watch me recreate more cartoons in real life. Bye.